I think majority of successful riders have been female that I've coached. I took a young girl to Mexico last year. Like, her mum flew me over to have her compete at Worlds there, and I introduced that girl to wakeboarding here at Cables Wake Park. Like, just a young Penrith girl, first ever time. She was like 10 years old, and yeah, she shreds now. She's like 15. That's definitely a satisfying like achievement to have a young girl go from first time wakeboarding to world stage sort of thing. Wakeboarding in Australia especially has a lot of room to grow. Like, in Germany alone, there's 80 wake parks. In Australia, we only have 8 wake parks. So I think over the next few years, you'll see a lot more pop up, which will make it a lot more accessible to a lot more people. Like, cable's definitely the way of the future. And as cable grows, yeah, it's going to be more accessible and affordable. So I run the Chicks Wake Weekend. Gets all the girls together. We ride both boat and cable. The girls stay here 2 nights and we ride 3 days. Like, it's only like 18 plus girls. I keep all my junior girls in my kids camps, and that's mixed. I guess especially for girls over 18, riding just around girls, there's not as much pressure, and all the girls are super encouraging. And if it's your first time, or if you're trying to learn your first invert or whatever, we're all here for the same reason, that's to have fun. Sometimes girls tend to take the back seat, I think, so they come to Chicks Wake Camp, we get a bit of secret training going on, and they go back out and sort of show off their skills. It's pretty fun. I think it's just pretty fun to have just the girls bro out sometimes. So my parents put a lot of pressure on university. So I went to university for about 2 weeks and then pursued wakeboarding really heavily. Trained my butt off and actually knocked myself out 3 times in 2 days before nationals. I had so much pressure on myself, like mainly because there was so much pressure on university, and then when I didn't pursue that path, wakeboarding was just like everything to me. I had to take the week off before nationals, and I rode nationals without training the week before, and I still managed to win it, but I had to have a year off after that because 3 knockouts in 2 days, that's a pretty big deal. One of the girls I used to compete against, she was adamant that she really needed another path as well as wakeboarding. But wakeboarding is something that you can only stay doing it professionally for so long. Like, I don't think you need to focus so much on a backup plan while you're trying to pursue wakeboarding. Otherwise, you've got 2 very separate goals and you never really achieve the top you actually could if you're doing that. You've got your full life to live. Like, focus on wakeboarding for a while, and then when it's time, go back and study if you need to. Or yeah, to have a career in wakeboarding, you definitely have to be very proactive and create opportunities for yourself. You need to be pretty multifaceted in whether it's photography, videography, or whether it's business and coaching and all that kind of thing. Pro women's competition rewards are pretty terrible, but I think our salaries can make up for that sort of thing. And we've got so much opportunity to work with more like female-based brands and stuff. Like, yeah, it's just sort of what you make of it. Mum's definitely like my biggest inspiration. She had a job in main roads and she also had a job in Shell service stations. She managed to work her way up and become an area manager for Shell, and a guy gave her an opportunity to buy one of his service stations out, and her and Dad lived in it together. From that one service station, they eventually owned 12. Mum had cancer from when she was 19 to 21, Hodgkinson's. She was never meant to get through it, let alone live past 30. She made it to 52. She was never meant to have kids. The radiation, it doesn't do good things to you, especially back then. Like, they can't pinpoint it. I've definitely got my mum's drive, and I've shown that through my wakeboarding and what I've achieved in that. So I think one of the best things I've done for myself when my mum passed away, I wrote a eulogy out. That's definitely made me reflect on mum's life in more of a positive way. Like, it's a huge loss losing your mum, especially at such a young age, and you need to deal with it in a positive way, otherwise you will get yourself caught up in a bit of a mess. Mum's definitely my biggest inspiration.